In this episode of Living Spiritually in a Practical World, we're going to talk about a fundamental aspect of how what we're offering to our or into our external experience reflects back to us. So the labels that I'm using is the difference between linear compensation and spherical compensation. And it's really powerful because not understanding spherical compensation, because we don't have an understanding of this principle, it's really easy to get discouraged because we go, well, this is what I'm offering. This is what I'm offering. I'm offering this. Why am I not receiving it back? Well, you are. It's just we have a misunderstanding of the mechanics of how you're receiving that back. All right. So I'll see you in a minute. Well, you know what? Let's just head over to Mr. Flipchart because he's probably the best one to explain it. Okay, let's bring him in. Okay, so this is what we're going to call, we'll use this color, linear compensation. And I forgot to take these off, so you're going to hear them probably jingling away. So linear compensation. And it looks kind of like this. This is what we're offering. I'll just use that word for fun. Into or to our external world. So you can think of it as like a mirror. So here I am, and I'm offering this. Now, it could be, if you're in business, it could be a service, it could be a product, it could be an act of kindness, an act of generosity, the whole do good unto others, all that kind of stuff, right? That which you're radiating out to your external world. And how we tend to think of that is like a mirror. So we could look at this right here as like a mirror. So I radiate it out and it reflects back. So I'm radiating it out, radiate it out, and it reflects back, just like you're standing in front of a mirror. Now, if we're talking about that, you're standing in front of a mirror, then that's perfectly accurate. And that's why I say so many of these teachings, it's not that they're wrong. It's just that there's different principles at play. And sometimes we're using a wonderful principle as it applies to looking at a mirror, but it's not the correct one for understanding that mechanics of reflection of that which we radiate out to our external experience, right? So this is our external experience here. So here's what happens so often is let's say it is a business, let's say it is a service, or it's to kind of be kind to others or be generous to others, all those type of things. So we go, I'm doing this, but I'm not seeing it come back from that which I am radiating it to. See, so when you think about it with the mirror, I am here, let's say this camera's a mirror. I'm here and I'm sort of radiating my image to the mirror, and that which I'm radiating it towards is reflecting it back to me. So it's that direct out and straight back. And as I said, in the case of the mirror, that is perfectly accurate. But when we're talking about a bigger perspective, there's a different process in play. So let's flip to what we call spherical reflection. Now, the components are pretty much the same. So this is our external world right here. Here's our external world here. Of course, this is you. And we'll use, I want to make a nice contrast. We'll use this color. So what you're doing is you're radiating it out. So this is your offering. Okay. And it's the components is the same, right? Here's your offering here. Here's your offering. Here's your offering here. Now, here's where the difference is. So with this one, this is the, this is the mirror that reflects it back. So again, it's linear, out, back. And in the case of a mirror, that's perfect. But we're talking about radiating it out to your external experience. So now this mirror is not a flat mirror. Now it's spherical. So think of it as not so much like a circle. Think of it as a sphere. So you're inside this reflective sphere. Say that fast 3 times. And you're radiating this out, whatever it is. Like I said, if it's a business, if it's a service, if it's a product, whatever you're offering, what it can be, helping the proverbial old lady across the street. I don't know, generosity, things like caring, nurturing, and you go, so I'm focusing it out here. So why is the thing that I'm focusing it on not radiating it back to me? There's the thing, right? So that's the difference. The difference here is, why is that which the person, place, things, or events that I'm focusing this on, why is that not radiating it back to me? And this is where we trip ourselves up, because that's not the process. So this process of radiating back, I'm going to use this one, is not this. It could be, but in most cases, it's not. It looks like this. Think of it as a sphere. Maybe it goes here. Whoop, there. And then maybe it goes, that's terrible. And maybe it goes over here. And then maybe it comes back like this. So think of that sphere. And so you're radiating this out, but because it's inside that sphere, it could reflect, I'm just making stuff up now, it could reflect 1, 2, 3 times before it comes back to you. And so then what trips us up is we go, okay, this is where I was focusing it. And why doesn't it come back? We've talked about that. So this is where you're focusing it, and it is on its way back. But it's not that linear expression. It is this spherical one. So it could bounce around inside this sphere, who knows how many times, therefore who knows how long, and who knows what direction it's coming from. Now, here's the big thing. You offer this out. You're offering whatever it is. Just got to see if this is. You're offering it out. And that which you're offering it towards is reflecting it back. But again, it's reflecting it back. It could bounce over here, it could bounce over here, it could bounce over here, and it comes from that direction. So here's where you've been offering it, and the reflection doesn't come back this way, it comes back from over here. You're not looking for it. You go, okay, I'm waiting, right? Linear, I'm waiting for the reflection. And it comes from over here. So you're looking for it to come back from here. Something shows up over here. And this is where we trip ourselves up. We go, this that I'm offering has nothing to do with how it came back. See, that's what's tripping us up. Is it's not that linear. It's not this. It is this. So the reflection is coming back, yes, from that which you're focusing it on, but who knows how many times it's bouncing off of all these walls or the inside of this sphere before it comes back to you. Okay, so I don't have my text prompter up here, so I'll just share this, just tell you. So first thing to remember is, as you're offering it, the reflection that starts to come back from it, by the time you see it, it's very common that it's coming from a totally different direction. And you go, how is this connected to this? Well, if you look at it from that linear expression, it's not. But if you understand this sphere that you're in, then it makes all the sense in the world. Now, this is kind of cool in a whole bunch of ways. One of them is your job is to just keep radiating this out. And then here's this 4-letter word called trust, that it will reflect back to you and you will receive it, but you don't know where it's coming from. And I'll give you a real world example here. You don't know where it's coming from. And the second truth. So the first truth is you don't know where it's going to come from. Often, not saying never, but often it's not that direct reflection back. It often comes from, again, a thing. You go, where did that come from? The second truth is that reflection, the time that it takes for it to show up can vary as well. So if you think of the sphere, so in the sphere, and I'm just making up numbers, right? In the sphere, if it goes 1, 2, 3 reflections, it would take longer than if it just went 1. Now, that again is still more linear than is actually mechanically accurate, but it kind of gives you some type of framework to understand it. So the two things, as you radiate it, oh Lord, I don't know how, I need more coffee. As you radiate that out, whatever it may be, that which you are focusing it towards is going to radiate or reflect it back to you, but it will often reflect off of all these walls or the inside of this sphere. So it's not going to necessarily come back from that which you're focusing on. It can come back from here, or here, or here, or here. And the second truth is it would vary or could vary in the amount of time it takes for it to do this, because you don't know how many times it reflects back. And so you think about this. So you're offering. So you've got all these reflections going along, and who knows, one's colliding here and one's colliding here and one's colliding here. So that there's this process that really is far beyond our awareness, which is fine because we don't need to keep track of all that stuff. Man, if we were keeping track of all that, we'd go nuts. That's again where this 4-letter word called trust and faith and also resiliency. It's interesting that word just popped up as it relates to this. You see, if you keep offering, sooner or later, it's going to come back to you. But so often what we do is we go, I offer it and that, I offer it here and then it didn't come back like this. So it's not coming back. I must have did something wrong, on and on and on and on. And that's not necessarily the case. It is if you look at it from that linear fashion. But as we're talking about this, it doesn't function in a linear fashion. Real world example. A video is like this. So this one is the living spiritually in a practical world. And there's no charge for this, right? So this is my offering. And I'm just offering it to whoever finds value in it, whoever discovers it, all that kind of stuff. But what I don't do is I offer it. Where is it? Is it coming back yet? Like I'm offering it to you guys. Is it coming back yet? No, where? Huh? What? Yet? Because I know, and again, easier said than done. I know that if I keep doing this, betterly said, I should hit whoops again, but anyway, better said is if I keep doing this, sooner or later, sometimes very fast, sometimes it takes more time, it will reflect back to me. Maybe not from somebody who watched this video. This is the thing. Maybe not from you who watched the video, but it could come back from a registration for a workshop that come right out of the blue. And this is often what happens. Just had this happen the last couple of days. So I'm doing this. And all of a sudden, right out of the blue, I get a message for a Reiki certification class for a group of 4. So poof, there you go. Full class, right? That. Which for us, small classes. So a full class is 4 students. So what caused that? This is a perfect example of this spherical compensation, or another way to look at it is spherical reflection process in play. I'm radiating it out here It bounced, it bounced, it bounced, it bounced, it bounced. Who knows how many times and what other reflections it sort of collided with and things like that. And it showed up as a workshop out of here. And see, that's the thing. Resist that urge to go, I offered, it didn't come back. What's wrong? Or it didn't work, or on and on and on. Because that's not the mechanics of it. The mechanics is I offer it and it reflects and it reflects and it reflects and it reflects. So how do you ensure that it keeps coming back? You just keep offering. You just keep radiating. You just keep being. Because if and as you do that, you know that however this is, you don't know where, you don't necessarily know when, but it's not a question of if. You keep doing what you're doing. And sooner or later, it's going to start to reflect back. Often not in this relationship. And that's what's so cool. And again, that's these, these 4-letter words. I like to joke, faith and trust and all that kind of stuff, because our logic says it's a mirror, right? But from a larger perspective, it's not. It's a sphere. And our job is to not, is it coming here? Is it coming here? Is it coming here? When's it coming? Our job is just keep offering, just keep offering, just keep offering. There's that resiliency. Just keep offering, just keep offering, trusting that it will, in some way or ways, varying lengths of time, reflect back. Wonderful. So your homework assignment, where's my homework assignment? So your homework assignment, like a lot of things, is to kind of unlearn what you've been taught, is as you're offering this, resist the urge to go, I'm offering it to this endeavor, to this business, to this person, to this event, to this place. Is it coming back? Did it reflect? Did it reflect? Right? So catch yourself when you go, well, I did this and it didn't work because you didn't get back what you expected, let's say, right? So catch yourself and go, no, wait a minute. I mean, it may be the case, but more often than not, it isn't. And it will reflect back in due course and time from the perfect direction and the perfect timing. Your job is to keep radiating. So to catch yourself when you go, well, this didn't work. And change your thinking. Because you don't know. You don't know it didn't work because it's not linear. It's spherical. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the web.